Union leader Arthur Scargill says today's trade union movement should learn lessons from the past and work in solidarity during industrial disputes. Mr Scargill, who's now 84, is marking the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Saltley, which saw 400 Yorkshire miners help picket a coking works in Birmingham. It led to a bitter confrontation with the Conservative government of the day and brought Arthur Scargill to national prominence. In a rare sit-down interview with the BBC, Mr Scargill has been speaking exclusively to our reporter Ian White about his memories of that time.
Here in Birmingham in 1972, on the 10th of February, it was there. We'd won. And it was the turning point in the miners' strike, and it led to a complete victory. It was the greatest day of my life.
50 years ago, a national miners' strike was underway. Outside the Saltley coking works in Birmingham, pickets struggled to stop lorries going in and out, so a cry for help went to the NUM in Yorkshire. Answering the call, a young miner and unknown union official called Arthur Scargill.
We want assurances from the chairman of the gas board in writing.
Scargill took 400 miners down to Saltley with him, but knew that wasn't enough. He'd need to persuade workers from other unions to join the miners on strike.
I spoke and I told them, I said, look, we don't want your sympathy. We've got that. And we don't want just letters of support. We've got that. And we don't simply want a donation. I said, what we want is you on strike and with us. And I want them to come, as many as possible, to our picket line. It must be Thursday.
Nasty battles between pickets and police had been happening, but when Thursday came, the mood changed, and young Mr Scargill could not believe what happened next.
Suddenly, there was a cheer, a roar went up. And I looked round, and coming over the hill, as far as the eye could see, were thousands of engineers to join us, and women leading them.
Arthur Scargill had got the support he needed, and police closed the gates. The battle was over.
He suddenly turned to me, the chief constable, and said, will you do a favour for us? Asking me for a favour. I said, what is that? He said, will you disperse the crowd? He says, they're closed, it's not going to reopen. I said, yes, on two conditions. One, I can make a speech. And two, can I use your megaphone, because mine's knackered? And he said, yes. And there was a feeling like I've never seen in my life. There were miners with tears in their eyes, tears of pride. There were engineers, solidarity in their action. I suspect you hadn't seen that kind of thing since 1926.
It was victory for the miners and brought the strike to an end, and defeat for the Conservative government. As a result, the miners were given the big pay rise they wanted. It would be another 12 years before another miners' strike, and Scargill would go head-to-head with Margaret Thatcher's government, with a very different outcome.
If you read, I'm not recommending this, but if you read the autobiography of Margaret Thatcher, she's obsessed with two things: the battle for Saltley Gate and Arthur Scargill. From the Second World War to today, the only Prime Minister that I never met was Margaret Thatcher. I've no regrets. She understood that she never wanted to have to face a situation like Saltley Gate. In 84, 85, we could have achieved exactly the same had we concentrated from day one on Orgreave, because they only had 3 weeks' supply, and we could have stopped it. But unfortunately, not all the movement's leaders saw it the same way.
Come on,
No,
move.
no way.
Listen, move.
No way.
Listen,
No way.
You're blocking the footpath. Right, arrest him, then he's under arrest.
We would have won. No doubt about that. What happened in 1972 on the 10th of February was not only an inspiration, not only historic, but it demonstrated that when workers are involved in a fight to improve their living standards or protect their jobs, they have a right to say to other workers in other industries, support us, and by the way, we'll support you. If you do that, then you achieve the objective that I've had since I was 15 years of age. Here I am, the age of 84, but looking back, I think the only regrets that I have is that my mother, who died at the early age of 50, was never there to see it.